Good morning. How are you today? Well, 90 degrees, pretty warm here. Heat's driving down on us. Elsa is going to come up the coast, won't arrive in the Virginia area until they say 2 a.m. Thursday. Don't know what force it will have then. And I'm not sure it's creating any trouble down in Florida. So that's my own special weather news bulletin. We're going to have terrible heat next week out on the west, not here. So we're not educating anybody as to global warming. On the public health front, more with controversy, if you will, is the proposal by the government to go, if they can, door by door to people to be vaccinated. And the recent studies show that those who are not vaccinated, they're the ones who are both catching the virus, and those are the ones who are dying from the virus. So there's now specific data showing that, in a way, the vaccinations work, and they certainly don't work if you haven't had them. Republicans are speaking against going door to door, offering people the vaccine, kind of forcing them to do it. This is a public health emergency of the first order because we are totally unaware of what's going to happen with the deviant virus that is now entering our system, that is entering America. And so it appears that if you're double vaxxed and you wear masks and do those kinds of things, you limit the possibility of being hurt yourself. But those without vaccinations, those people are in danger. And so you would think that they would care about that. In New York, I'm sorry to say, Maya Wiley did not win. It's not over yet, but it seems unlikely. We have Eric Adams is the winner of the election, it appears. It's not over yet, but the way it works is they keep shifting votes, that is from whoever falls off at the bottom until there's someone who has a majority. And Eric has achieved that. And I think politically it says something that we have to be aware of if we care about the candidates. There was discussion in New York about defunding the police. And it wasn't put exactly that way, but it was about how do you spend your resources. Do you devote it to certain social programs, or do you devote it to increasing police force in the subways and elsewhere? And some of the talk against Eric was his past support for stop and frisk, which is an abuse that has been used particularly against persons of color. It's enough that you're walking while black or driving while black to believe that perhaps you have weapons or contraband of some sort, including drugs. So he was for that. So it's very likely, if he remains as appears to be the case, the Democratic nominee for mayor, that he'll prevail over, I don't know if you remember the name, Curtis Sliwa, S-L-I-W-A. When I was a youngster, he had a bunch of people who are very strongly law and order. So it will be interesting to see. He's going to lose, but be interesting to see if Eric responds to his message, which will be about law and order and crime and violence and fear and those kinds of things. And those are the code words that the Republicans have been using and are using so that we don't think about them as autocrats and people who are out there to suppress the vote. In another development, I believe it was last evening in Haiti, there had been discussions about the legitimacy of the last election there, and the president was Moise. I don't know if that's how you say his name, M-O-I-S-E, and he won the election, but it was in dispute for a year, and they went back and forth on whether it was a just and righteous election, and so there was a lot of dispute about it. And in this past year, he's been fighting to have an extra year elected because the first year was spent disputing whether he should be president or not. Well, that was taken care of last night when some radicals came into his residence and shot him dead and wounded his wife. So that is something like Haiti. I had a good friend who was from Haiti, and I went to his wedding in Haiti way back when I was at Columbia. And It was very interesting. We were going up a hill toward the reception, and I was in the car with them, and the car ahead of me had a #1 license plate on it. And I said, "Ha! Who is that? Baby Doc Duvalier?" And an earlier dictator of the island. And they all went silent, and it was. And so it's one of those few places where I was taller than a lot of people. And Duvalier referred to me as Vercingetorix because at the time I had a thick red beard, and he got a kick out of that. And of course, it was pleasant when I was with them, but their policies were pretty repressive. And my good friend, he he was from a family that sold coffee, and so they depended on the work of people in the field. And it was a decent-sized business, and I saw some of his lands and so forth. And I saw the life of the more comfortable middle class. And it's interesting, the lighter the skin of the persons, the closer to the French blood, the more esteem they had, though they were also discriminated against. There's some great stories about the place, but when I arrived in Port-au-Prince, that was many years ago, there was a big sign in the square at Port-au-Prince. It was made with these light bulbs like you'd see at a movie theater. And it spelled out, Duvalier, Président à vie. Duvalier, President for life. And that's about how it worked out. So, I don't have any bigger issues than these today. I hope you're doing well. And I did get to swim again yesterday. And it was easier. So, I don't know if I'll get a chance today. I have a court proceeding this afternoon I'm going to be doing remotely. So it won't take a lot of time probably. And I'm still writing. So all the best. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow. Bye-bye.